Well, hello. Welcome to Jamie TV, streaming 100% live on YouTube. That was just the video for my new release. Well, I've got a couple of releases actually. That will be released on streaming services on the 9th of February. It's called Motormania, and it was written with, your Mario Kart, Crash Team Racing type games in mind. But you can already listen to it on Bandcamp, and obviously I've already uploaded the video to YouTube. And it sounds absolutely stellar because Jade did an amazing job of the mastering. Proper mastering just really does make all the difference. So thanks ever so much for that, Jade. I also have another track coming out on the 2nd of February on the streaming services, which is my birthday, and that is called Cyberpunks and Freaks. And again, you can already listen to that on Bandcamp, and I've already uploaded the video to YouTube. So let's just say hello to a few people. Hi Semtex, hi Mateus, and hello Mick, and Jade. Thanks very much for being here. Right, now, today we are gathered here today to make some chiptune music, which is something I've never really done before. Let me just close this YouTube down here. I've never done this before. And so the reason this has kind of come about is because at the moment, if you watch my videos regularly, then you will know that what I'm doing at the moment is I'm trying to learn all about making music for video games. And it's become something of a passion to me. I want to get into the industry. I want to get into the industry and do that. But before I start attacking the industry with, trying to get work, I'm trying to get really good at it and learn all about it. Now, there are a lot of people, a lot of developers who make retro games. They make games to look as though they were being played on an old Game Boy or a Spectrum or a Commodore 64, etc., etc. And I'm very passionate about machines like that. But I had a C64. And I had a Spectrum Plus 2 as well, and a massive collection of games and disk drives and a printer and the cassette players and all the stuff, right? And unfortunately, they all got destroyed. They got wet. I don't want to talk about it. It's very upsetting. But recently, my little boy has been asking me about what gaming was like, back in the day when I was a kid, when dinosaurs roamed the earth and all that. And he's got me thinking about it a lot, and I've been telling him about old games and stuff, and how he had to wait for the game to load forever, and the Spectrum loading noise and all that, and how good the music was on the Commodore 64 in particular, which was, for its time, was quite spectacular. And I've been really missing my Commodore 64. So I bought something. I bought myself this for my birthday. This has just arrived. Well, it's the wrong way around. This is a C64 Mini. It's just arrived. The box it was delivered in is over there. I've not even unboxed it yet, but I know all about what it is because I did a lot of research on YouTube. All about it before I bought it, right? So I shall unbox this in front of you right now. The C64 Mini is basically, inside it has all the workings of a Commodore 64. It also has some additional stuff. It's got a hard disk in there, and it's got a save game state. So, because games back in the day were really hard, and the really painful thing about them was you could never, save your game. You get 3 lives, and if you die on, if there's 30 levels in a game, and you get right to the last bit and you die, you go back to the beginning. right? So there's a save game feature in this that will allow you to, like, you can get to the end of level 30, save your game, and then try it as many times as you need to be able to complete the game. So it's kind of like more like modern gaming. Whoa, I just lost something. What's that? Oh, right. The manual looks just like the manual did for the Commodore 64, but it's tiny. Chuck that over there. I never read the original anyway. It was kind of tough for a dyslexic, right? So there's a joystick in there and a mini C64. It doesn't have a working keyboard, but if you want, you can do the whole basic thing. If you want it to load up like an old Commodore 64 and program BASIC, you can do. But you have to attach a USB keyboard to it. Just set that down not very carefully over there. So, there's my baby Commodore 64. And it's like USB in for the joystick at the side. There's 2 ports, so you can stick a joystick in. You can put 2 in for a 2-player game. There's 64 games loaded in it already. And you can also load a USB in here that's got extra games on it. You can download games, and it's HDMI out to your TV, and you just power it off a little USB socket here. So, really excited to set this up for the weekend and do some retro gaming with my little boy, and yeah, relive some old classic games. It's even got Monty on the Run on it, so. Very, very excited about that. So because I've learned that a lot of developers are making these old retro games, and I've been checking some out on YouTube and on Steam and stuff, and so they really do make them look like they were running on an old Commodore, an old Spectrum, and a Game Boy or whatever, and so they need music that's appropriate to that. And so I thought it's about time I had a go at doing that. Now there's kind of a lot to this, because if you start trying to do it properly, if you like let's say if you're making music for the Game Boy, then find out what sounds was the Game Boy capable of, how many sounds could it make at once, what were the limitations, all that kind of thing. And then you've got to get software appropriate, or learn how to make your synths make those appropriate sounds. And some people do that. Some people go to great lengths, and some people make this music with the old hardware. But what I think I'm going to do for my first one is I'm just going to make something that's that sounds chiptuney. I'm not going to limit myself too seriously to like the Commodore 64 SID chip could do 3 sounds at once. But there was a way that you could also get the Commodore to play a bit of a sample as well, so you could manage 4 sounds at once. I think they used that for percussion. So what I've done, I have started a project, and I've loaded up 5 instances of BA1. The reason I've chosen BA1 is because Baby Audio have just released a preset pack for it with chiptune sounds. And so I thought, right, okay, if I use that, I don't have to worry about whether, about using synths and trying to make sounds with them, and worrying about whether they're right and do they really suit the machines and everything. So I'll just use some presets that other people have made. So, easy start for me. So I've loaded up 5 instances of it, because I thought if I limit myself to 5, I'm not trying to be like too proper accurate to what the old machines were capable of, but at the same time I want it to sound in keeping, right? What games does it come with? I can't remember all 64, but it's got Monty Mole and Monty on the Run, and it's got Everyone's a Wally, and God, I can't remember. You put me on the spot now. Just Google it, man. Google it. just put C64 Mini, what games does it come with? And you'll get a list straight away, because I did. Right, so now there's a problem with BA1. If you saw my video about BA1, you will know that there's a bit of an issue with purchasing presets for the synth. If you purchase presets from Baby Audio's website for the desktop version of BA1, then what will happen is, if I can just, I'll just move that mouse over there and put this one here. Right, so if I go here, now imagine this is the desktop version. When you import your recently purchased presets by going into here, and you press this down arrow here, and then you just navigate to wherever you've saved them, and they appear. And what will happen is you will get an extra little one of these to the left, a little sort of image for that preset pack. And when you press on it, you get the list of presets in that pack. And that's great, but it don't work like that on iOS. Now, Baby Audio, they've kept saying to me that they are going to sort this. It's something that they are looking at. They do want to make this better for iOS. But if you import them on iOS, then all that happens... Oh, hey, Grant. Thanks for joining us, man. If you import them on iOS, they work fine, but they will all end up in your user bank. So if we go to my user bank here, you will see there is a massive long list, because I've got the Classic Sounds Preset Pack 2, and I've now got the Chiptune packs. Right, so in my user bank, I've got all this, which makes it very, very difficult to navigate. You can't see which pack any of them belong to. And, you know, it's just kind of really difficult picking a preset from such a massive long list. So they are going to try and fix this. In the meantime, what they've done, Baby Audio, you see, it's still going on and on and on here. These are the chiptune ones, actually. I can tell that because they've put whether it's a bass or a lead or a synth or whatever in brackets at the beginning. But still, I can't tell which of the three packs they belong to. Fortunately, it does have a search bar in BA1, so that helps. Now, if I just show you this, so fortunately what they've done, Baby Audio have sent me some lists. Now, can I go to my, where's my desktop? There. Right, okay, so there's list number 1 that Baby Audio have sent to me. So these are the sounds that are in the first chiptune pack. Right, and then it's the second pack and pack number 3. So I can kind of look at those, and I can sort of just check that I am using the preset that's from one of the packs. So awkward, but not an insurmountable problem. Right, so let me just go back to, let's use this this screen here. Okay. Right, so I've loaded up 5 instances of BA1 and I've color coded them already. So what I'm intending to do is to have a bass sound and 2 synthy type sounds and a couple of percussion sounds. Keep it nice and limited. Yeah, I hope they do sort it soon, Jade, because apparently it's same for presets on Atoms as well. And also Atoms has a problem in Cubasis. It doesn't remember your preset. So those of you who've been watching my Patreon streams will know this, because I've been using Atoms in the sort of horror game music I've been working on there. And so when you open up your project again, it says the name of the preset that you were using, but it's actually playing back the initial patch. And so what I've been doing is I've been saving them as user presets so that I can easily find them again. But still, it is a bit of a pain in the arse. Harmony Bloom just dropped a free preset pack. To load them into iOS, you need to load each preset one at a time. Ooh, 48 presets. Oh. Yeah, who's got time for that? Right, okay, so let's make some chiptune music. So here's how I'm going to approach this. I've been having a look through the presets and what's there. I've been having a bit of a play with them, and I've found that there are a few presets that actually say C64 in the name. So I thought, well, if I have a go at using those, I could, try and make a piece of music that sounds like it was made on a Commodore 64, right? So that's how I'm going to approach this. So if I go to this BA1, ruined your day, all 6 minutes. That's funny. Right, so let me just make sure I've armed this. Yeah, I've armed this track. And so currently it's playing Analog Brass Baby, which is the preset that loads up first when you load up BA1. So if I go here and then I go and press on User Bank, and then I'm going to search by name C64. Enter. So you see here in my user bank, I've got 4 presets that have got C64 in the name. So this one here is listed as a bass preset. So let's just try that one. Right, now that's got some effects on it, which of course the Commodore 64 would not have had, but maybe I'll take them off to make it more authentic, and maybe I won't. Maybe I'll take that slight liberty with it. We'll see. I'll kind of decide that as I go along. I'm not sure. I mean, it'd be nice if I could talk to a developer who makes games, makes games retro on purpose. And what do you want? Do you want something that is no more involved than what a Commodore 64 piece of music could have been at the time? Or is it okay to take slight liberties with it, EQ things a bit, add a bit of reverb and delay, maybe have like 5 sounds instead of 3 sounds? But, I can't at the moment. I don't have such a contact, so... Alright, so it's kind of a nice bass sound. I'm thinking of making something that could that would be appropriate for like a typical like scrolling shoot 'em up type game. Maybe something like Scramble, that kind of a game. So now I always say that music, more than anything, when it comes to composition, is about the chords. I always say that. But of course, on a Commodore 64 or any of those old machines, you couldn't actually play a chord, because if you wanted to play, well, on the C64, if you wanted to play a chord, that would take up 3 channels, because you need 3 notes, so that's 3 channels, and that's the SID chip done. So what they would do is they would use things like arpeggios or fast kind of glissandos of notes to sort of substitute for chords. So I think I'm going to find a sound that I can use for that. So let's go here and we'll go C64 again. And user bank here, we've got classic chord. See what that was all about. Okay. R-Type. What a game. What a game. Best version of that game, though, was definitely the arcade game. It did play better in the arcade. But the C64 version was a really, really good port. Right. So. Okay, I think I can work with that. Now, do I want something as... I'm not sure I want something quite as busy as that. Let's just go to this here. I've got an oud stood in the way. Oh yeah, Semtex, my oud arrived. Very exciting. Okay, right, so I'm going to need some chords then, yes. Maybe not played quite as high frequency as that, perhaps. It's a bit quick. I'm wondering whether to drop the tempo down. I'll mess with the arpeggiator first. That's what I'll do. Right, so BA1's arpeggiator is here. And let's try... okay. We'll bring the speed down a bit. Let's try that. 16s. That might be a bit easier to work with. How many octaves? I might just leave it on one octave for now, I think. And come out of there for now. Let's put some chords down. I want something that's kind of like, you know, like mostly major, I think. Yeah, let's try that as a starting point. I'll probably play something completely different now. As is usually the way. Oh, I'm going to need a metronome, aren't I? Yes. Switch the metronome on, you stupid hippie. Okay. What happened there? it just disappeared on me. Let's try that again. Pictures, no sound. What's going on? It's recording MIDI. I'm not hearing anything. What's that about? Hang on, let's just have a look at this MIDI. Yeah, okay. I am lost. I have no idea what's going on there. I'm just gonna get rid of that. I'm suspicious of it. No, we'll not do a Doctor Who show today and upset Mateus again. Have you started watching it yet, Mateus? I'm telling you, watch Rose. That's your starting point. Who knows? Right, let's go into this MIDI and see if we can make some sense of it. I'm certainly not getting anywhere like that. I'm going to get rid of this bit here, because that obviously sucks massively, and we'll drag these notes over here. And right now I'll select everything, double tap. Now we want to quantize that to a bar. and six and yeah, that's it. Yeah, and then we'll just make these notes of equal value. Right, now let's see if the goddamn thing plays. No, why not? It's upsetting me now. Is that an octave too high, do you think? Let's just try transposing that down. It depends what kind of frequency the bass is going to sit in. Because if I remember rightly, bass sounds on the Commodore 64, if they went down kind of particularly low, they just became a fart. You know, they were an virtually inaudible, fart. So, by the way, Matthias, I've seen your question on Patreon, and I will answer you in a bit. I'm not ignoring you. I've just been busy. Right, so let's have a look at the bass then. I'm thinking for the bass it might work quite nice with a fast octave thing, just root octave. Like that's going to be too low for this, isn't it? What chords did I play? That sort of thing. Hi, I'm Prism. Thanks for joining us today. Right. Okay. So, GDFC. I'm never going to play that right. I'm gonna try and do one bar. That's what I'm going to try and do. Metronome. No, I only got 8 notes in there. I was thinking more like 16s. Maybe we'll slow the tempo down a little bit. Try it like that. This is going to seem really slow now. Yeah, so let's go like this. Right, just mute that one off a moment. Have a look in here. There's my octaves. Even these volumes out. And then we'll snap these to 16th notes, right? That's right, isn't it? Okay. I went a little bit wrong. I can hear the effects on that. It sound to me, to my ears, it sounds very much like a Commodore 64 kind of sound, but it certainly would not have had any of those effects on. Right, let's have a listen to that. Right, okay. I've been having a look at those trackers and Prism that you can get on the desktop that kind of lay things out like if you want to make a Game Boy track, it sort of sets up how many channels you could use, and and then you can switch it over to C64 and it sets it up for that. So the limitations are imposed on you, which I think might be really helpful. Yes, the SID chip did have filters. It most certainly did. And on the like synth leads and stuff, bends sounded wonderful. And Yeah, I mean, it was a really, really cool sounding chip. It just didn't have reverb and delay. Although you could imitate a delay by repeating the note. Oh, oh. Sorry about that. My missus has obviously forgot that I'm streaming and she's trying to give me a ring. How dare she? I must just check that it's nothing. I mean, she might have remembered, and it might be really important, and that's why she's still ringing me. So let's just acknowledge it. Right, sorry about that. Yes. So you could imitate like a delay by just repeating the note and making it quieter and quieter. You could do that. Right, now if I copy this across, and then the next, these want to be on a D. So I'm going to press move on only y-axis, drag those to D, copy this across, and then it's F. Pull those to F, and then copy across, and then we'll move them to a C. Or we'll move them like 100 miles away from where we wanted them. Yes, that's because I didn't select move Y. Idiot. Okay, right, let's just have a listen to just the bass. Right, I like that. I think that's a good kind of a shoot 'em up bass line. And what's it like with the arpeggio that's not playing? I wonder if it's the arpeggiator that causes the problem. It was somewhere in the right zone there. Maybe bring down the volume of this one a little bit. Yeah, I mean it's in the right zone. There's definitely something not quite right with that arpeggiator. Maybe I'll try the maybe I'll use a MIDI arpeggiator. But I'll leave that for now. We'll press on. We'll get sounds sorted. So I was thinking of putting a lead sound just here. So I'll do that last, and let's have a look at some drums. See what we've got to work with. So once again, I'll go in here. Now, I don't think there's any C64 drums. We'll just type it in and just make sure. No. No. We've got an arpeggio, a bass, and 2 lead sounds. But there are some drum sounds in the second pack. And the way I know how to navigate to them, is by going brackets DR. I think I've used the wrong kind of bracket. I've used the wrong kind of bracket. Okay, and there's me thinking I was being all clever and efficient. How do I get to the other kind of bracket? Oh, there. DR. There. That's not worked, has it? We're just going to have to scroll down. Ah. Scrolling. Maybe go make a drink. Oh, there we go. Right, okay. So we've got these 5 drum presets here are all in one of the Chiptune packs. The second one, I believe, I think it's the one that's what's it called now? Chiptune Legacy. Right. So what we got? We've got a hi-hat. We've got a kick. Another kick. Let's go down an octave on the keyboard. There we go. That's better. And another kick. And some toms. I love those kind of toms. Hey, Sam. Right. Okay. Yeah, that's true, Sam. Sam and I have been talking about the SID chip and Commodore 64 sounds and chiptune music and the applications and presets that are available to help with this. He's been really helpful to me, kind of starting to get my head around this. There is a great bit of software available for desktop. But unfortunately, it's not available on iOS as yet. I mean, I've got a desktop set up. I could get it on desktop, but I can't stream with my desktop as yet. Well, I mean, I could try, but I'm not sure that my computer would take, Cubase and OBS at the same time. So, yeah. It would be nice to have on iOS. So yeah, for now I can really only do this on iOS. I mean, because obviously it would have been a lot easier to show you this on desktop with the preset issue, but I have to press on with it because I can only stream with iOS at the moment. So let's choose a kick. I think I like that one. It sounds very Commodore 64. Let's go with that one. So something like I think I like that. So I'm a bit. I've done a lot of things recently. 4 on the floor. I kind of just don't want to do another one. Although we do it because it works. But it does if you do it in time. Something like that, which I obviously am completely incapable of doing in time. I might just do this because now what octave? Because let's see. I think round about there seems to sound like I feel like it should sound. Right, we'll just copy that across. Let's see if we think that works. Yays or nays in the chat. That's true, Empirism. What I did to get around that, because I did set it up so that I could do streaming with Cubase, and I did actually do it a few years ago, but it was a bit wobbly with OBS. And but what I actually did was I used a couple of free Reaper plugins. So there's a Reaper plugin called Restream, I think, and you put it on the like master output channel from Cubase, and it sends the stream, and then you open up the same plugin but set it to receive in OBS. You put that in one of your audio mixer channels, and it sends the audio into OBS, and it works that way. You just have to remember to turn down your master out in Cubase, because otherwise you get that shadow. You get it twice with a delay, and it sounds horrendous. But and that works. That works brilliantly. It's very doable. But if I'm honest, if I was going to do it properly, I would rather have a separate machine that just does OBS, and then send everything out to the mixing desk and mix that into the stream, because it's nice to be able to have multiple sources going into your stream as well, so the desk works well. Anyway, so right. I like that. I think that works well. Nobody's saying it sucks in the chat, so I'm going to go with that. Right, okay. I think I want another drum, and I've not seen a snare listed, but there is a hi-hat listed. Let's grab that. So yes, Sam, I am kind of taking a liberty. I know the SID chip would not be able to do 5 channels, but I am trying to keep it in keeping with the sound anyway. Oh yeah, I ended up just having to scroll, didn't I? It didn't work. Right, let's grab this noggin here. And there we are. Okay, hi-hat. It's got a delay on it. It's not got a delay on it. How's that done then? Is it the envelope? I'll just take that down. I like that. No, it's better off. Okay. Right, let's find a hi-hat pattern that works. Which, if you watch me regularly, you will know I'm really terrible at. You know what? I think that's all right. See if one of these is close. Oh, take drawer off, you stupid hippie. Right, is that close to in time? Sort of. Yeah. I think that works. Yeah, I've seen a video on that, Sam. It's actually quite astounding, the depths of nerdery that some old Commodore 64 users will actually go to. It's amazing stuff. And YouTube really is. It really is the den of the uber geek, really. And I love it. It's great. Right, I think that's pretty good. I kind of like that. I think we've got something going here. So imagine, right, scrolling shooter, no melody on it yet, but And I think that's the right tempo as well. I'm kind of happy with how that has all turned out so far. Still not sure about that arpeggiator. Might have to switch that out for maybe Bram Boss's one. That's pretty solid. Glue all those together, right? And I think I'm going to copy this across like... Let's copy this across... we'll make it 8 bars. Right, then we've got 8 bars of city goodness. Then is it too prem for a change there? The kick stopped playing. Did anyone notice that? And it's not playing from the MIDI keyboard either. What's that about? Have we had a little glitch there? Is it a mixer? What's going on there? That's very strange. Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, that instance seems to have crapped out. If I just select a different preset, that's not helping either. How very odd. Very strange. Well, I think the best thing I can do, apart from throw a tantrum, which could be entertaining, is just to... let's restart Cubasis. I was going to say, I'll just, get rid of the plugin and open it up again, but let's just see if this sorts it. Cross fingers. Indeed it did. I've got an idea for a next bit. Before I have a look at doing the lead, let's see. What if the bass stopped doing the octave thing and went to like a straight, keep it 16s but keep it straight. So that would give me, let me just wrap this around here. And then go into this MIDI. And now what octave was that bass on? Right, it starts on G2. Okay. Right, so I actually don't know what the chords are going to be for the next section, do I? So I'm a bit prem with my idea. Let's scoot over here. Right, so we've got this. Right, okay. An ascending line this time, but in the same kind of style. Let's try and put that in. And let's hope it's not as problematic as it was last time. Okay, we'll need a metronome, you stupid hippie. Why are you starting there? I'm not told it to start there. I'm starting here. I've got loop on, that's why. Idiot. Right. I can't believe it. I switched the metronome off. Right. We'll just go in here and fix this. So, I mean, it's obviously going to be quicker than me trying to play it in well. So, snapping to bar, quantizing ends of notes. We don't want those notes that are overlapping into the next chord. We don't want any of that, because we want the arpeggiator to kind of reboot every new chord. I think that should be right there. Or we'll make the notes of even velocity. Okay. Now this should all be red. Lovely. Right, now let's do that bass I was thinking of. Right, what chords did I play? We've got a D. So that would mean, right, we're on 16s. So if I just go like this. Won't paint be nice in Cubasis? Now they all sound a bit of a blur into one, I think. Let's just solo that. Yeah, might as well be a drone. That doesn't work, let's be honest. But what if I switch this to 30-second notes and select all and make them all half as long? That's kind of punchy. Yeah, now that works. Okay, so we're going D, G, E, A. D, G, E, A. So this is a G there. I think we'll come up with that one. Move on the y-axis. And then this is going to be an E. Move Y. Another thing that I've had a chat with Sam about a little while ago is the way that actually these controls here in Cubasis 3, when you're using the piano roll, are incredibly helpful. iOS DAWs and particular Cubasis do have a tendency to, like, you're trying to select something and move something, and they do have a tendency sometimes to just shoot like 100 miles away from where you want it to be. But move X and Y axis and lock are really, really helpful. And I think some people just don't use them. I suppose it's an easy thing to overlook. Right, so this one's an A, I believe. Move Y. Right, let's have a listen to that. Yeah, that arpeggiator is struggling, isn't it? I wonder if I should fix that right now. Switch that off. Then we'll go to MIDI effects here and grab. I kind of like the Rosetta one. Where is it? There. Right. just go solo this, loop this around the new chords, have a list of them. Right. Let's listen to it from the start. Yeah, there's something not quite right there. What am I doing wrong? Clock. Yeah, I'm not quite. Right, okay, now let's just switch that back to this one. Right. Okay. I have it set nothing like. So no wonder it doesn't sound right. No, I just don't like it. And I don't want to waste like loads of stream time. You all getting extremely bored while I try and get that just perfected. I'm going to go back to the one that's in BA1 for now, and I will have a tit around with that later. Just not, no, not feeling that. If that one would work, it'd be great. Can't work out why it's not working. What is it about that? I wonder if I made all the chords, if I made them all if I just made them all a tiny bit shorter in length, which Cubase doesn't want me to do apparently. Let's try just making them all that little bit shorter. So they sort of cut off before the next chord. Oh, look. Can you see there? If I zoom in, I've got some naughty notes in there. And I just accidentally deleted that code. Right, look at that. I've got some little tiny MIDI glitches there. Let's get rid of those, see if that fixes this problem up. Might explain it. I wonder if it's caused by me using this really old ivory keys. It has started to get a bit, it started to get a bit, doesn't always fire when it should, and the velocity, the sensitivity is not what it was. It's the only one I've got that has 3 octaves, and I like having 3 octaves. There, look, we've got some there. Maybe this could be the source of the problem. Okay, so get rid of that one. Now, of course, these are just the ones I can see. I wonder if there are any under the actual notes. Yeah, bar 22. That's sorted. Okay, now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just grab all these notes and then I'll move them up a semitone. Let's just check if there's any more. Right. Is there anything at the start? Nothing there. If this happens on Cubase, it's very, very easy to get rid of. There's a couple of ways of doing it very easily, actually. Nothing built into Cubase 3 to take care of that. Okay, let's have a listen now. No, it's still not right, is it? Stamp this to 30-second note. Why will it just not do that? Well, I really don't know. For some reason, it will just not drag along. Okay, right, select everything, bring it back down to the correct note at least. And it won't let me amend the length of those notes. That's infuriating. That is super annoying. Okay, give that one more try. Ah, it's letting me do it now. I wonder if it's because I had loop switched on. I've just switched loop off. Maybe, I mean, why should that have any bearing on it at all, really? Okay, got them back to where they were, and here we've got a magic note, look. And we've got magic notes there. Yeah, and look, I've got these here. And I've just deleted a note I didn't want to delete, and great. All right, so what should that note be? We did. It should be a D, I think. All right, okay. It's working better. Right, so what if we doubled that section up as well? Oh, I could do some drums for it first. Right, let's do some drums. How are the drums going to go? I'd like them to change, I think. Let's see. Right, so what we're going to do with these drums here, I think you might be right, Jade. I might just end up playing it in again. Probably the best plan, really. Sensibleness. Okay, let's just see what the drums might go like. That's the kick there. Okay. That makes it sound more urgent, I think. Like it's kind of picking up the pace. Yeah, I think I like that. Right, then hi-hats. Now, let's just go to 16s there and just look where that is. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. I think that's what I wanted. Bang that over there, copy it across. Have a listen. Right, okay. Now, what we need is that to happen twice, I think. Glue all those bits together, and then that needs a split there. Select all of these, copy these across. Okay, now let's just have a listen to the whole thing, what we've got so far. And let's see if it loops nicely back to the beginning. Right, okay. I'm gonna do what Jade says. I'm gonna. I like what I've got there, but it's just irritating the crap out of me. So that just not working properly. So let's just go into this MIDI. We'll have a look at what we've got here. So we're starting off D, F, A, and then I move that chord to there, and that goes there, and that goes there. Right, let's just put those in by hand. Maybe it's just this whole MIDI controller that's causing the problem, but I think we need to find out. Well, I certainly need to find out anyway, so I'll delete that, and then I will create a loop around this bit here, create a MIDI part. Let me just check what octave this starts on. Starts on D2. Right, so I want snap to bar and D2, okay, draw, and we'll go draw in a D. Right, and then what did I do? I went like, then I go to an E minor, so that's here, and then it's an A minor, right? So it's an E. Alright, it's not firing perfectly. It's not triggering perfectly, but that was much better. So I'll delete that one and copy this across. I think I've experienced this before with the arpeggiator in BA1 on the iOS version. Doesn't always fire quite perfectly. Actually, that might actually work well for a C64 track. Yeah, I tried that Sam though, and it didn't work. So, I mean, maybe we could try it now. Now that I've put these in like this. Let's make it 64th now. Select everything. Drag every note back by a 64th. Yeah, that's working better, isn't it? Okay. So, right, I'll delete that. Copy that across there. So let's try doing the same thing with these ones. Those two patterns are the same. So if I erase that one, go in here, copy that. Okay. Copy that across. Now listen. Right, okay, now the first section sounds a lot better than the second section, and I can only think that that's because the bass in the first section sounds much fuller because I didn't have to cut the notes off so short because because in here, because I wanted to do like, pumping 16th notes, I had to cut these notes short because otherwise they just kind of rumbled into each other. That wasn't a problem while I was doing the octave pattern, so I'm thinking maybe I need to repeat the octave pattern through this section. It's not because this is one of the things, right? If you're dealing with these kinds of sounds, sometimes you've got to say, well, if I was playing my bass guitar, that would work great, right? If I was using this synth, I could do that. But with these sounds, that doesn't work. It just sounds much less full when it loops back from like here. That first section just sounds way better. So I think I want to keep that octave thing going. So that means get rid of that. And if I just chop that there, get rid of that part. And then in here, we're going to go, right, let's select like this. And go transpose up an octave. Ah, right, yeah, and now all those notes can last like that. Yeah, that's what we need. Okay, so right, this one wants to be a what? This one wants to be a G. Select all. And we went up to that G. Behave yourself. Copy that one across. And then it's an E. Come down to E. And then this one is an A. Okay. Right, okay, I'm just going to paste those together, glue those together rather, and then let's just solo that bit, listen to that on its own. Yeah, okay, and then take the solo off. Right, okay, that works much better because it's not. It just works much better because when it loops back, that first section just sounded fuller, and you know, by the same token, that new section sounded a bit empty. How long is this? Let's have a look at the time. Starts at 22 seconds. Right, so that's about 40 seconds long-ish. So I think maybe we have that whole thing twice and then a change. But I think I'm going to keep the drums from the second part going. So in other words, I want these drum parts here to repeat 4 times there, and then all of this copy to here. There. Right, okay. I think I'll just settle down in the chat now. You don't want to give Semtex any grief. He is, after all, the new mod, and he might be feeling like, you know, he might need to sort of just flex a bit, you know? Okay, so we need a lead. I think what I'd like to do today is at least get as far as sort of messing about with a lead, and you know, like I've got an A section and a B section, and then it repeats, and then we need a change. And maybe I'll do another stream where we'll have a look at what that change is going to be. So now we need to go back to BA1, find a lead sound. So we'll do the same thing as before. We'll go here and search C64. There's a couple of lead sounds. Here we go. Right, so we've got C64 future lead. And then we've got epic C64 lead. That sounds awesome. I think maybe it sounds a little bit too close in thing. What's the word? To the sound of the arpeggio. It might not sort of stand out enough over the top. Or maybe it would. That sounds kind of good, doesn't it? Right, let's have a tit about with the other sound, right? Because um, because well, you never know, right? So that was epic lead. So now we'll try future lead, right? That kind of cuts really well. You've got to admit that cuts through. Right. Uh, Epic was better. You think Epic was better? Okay, let's go back to Epic. I do prefer the sound of Epic. I was only concerned about it cutting through. That's all. But if it cuts through, it's cool. So if I was to start this a bar from the end of the loop, and I'll try and get some idea of what I might play on it. I like that. I like that for the first section. But it wants to be different. Oh, I like that. I can never use a modulation wheel without turning it all the way. It's like off or 100%. Let's see if we can get that line down. I really kind of like that. Okay, I didn't like the second line, but I like that first line. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, let's do like a question answer, miserable reply. So yes. I was a bit prem there. I got a bit excited, I think. That wasn't quite well played, was it? Or maybe it was. Right, okay. Let's try doing that with a bit of mod wheel then. Where did I play it first time? And he screws it up. Brilliant. I don't like the phrasing as much. It's something like, I'm not saying it's the final line, but it's... Yeah, the phrasing could be better. But I kind of like what I got, so I think might keep that for now and then work on it a bit later. Now, what happens in the second section? That's the simplest thing. The simplest thing, but it sounds okay. It sounds like it feels like it's too simple a thing, but it sounded good. I'm just titting about now. Let's just put something down. Okay. I'm really, really sorry. I've more or less been ignoring the chat today. I'm just really into this. Jamie, gotta go now. Cooper's live is on. Maybe we'll see some of you there. Okay. See you later, Jade. Thanks for joining me. I'm gonna be going in shortly. There, that's a bit nicer. Right. Okay. So, a couple of ideas for leads. And how long is it now? We've got, you know, about what? About 1 minute 15's worth of chiptune, and it's to me it sounds very Commodore 64. It's maybe not sort of like 100% absolutely authentic, but it's close. It's in that ballpark, and I'm wondering now, I'm really concerned about whether should I be putting effects on these. Well, they had effects actually. They all had effects when I loaded them up, but should they have effects on? Should I strip away all the effects and keep it totally authentic? I don't know. I could really do with talking to a developer who makes those kinds of games and being able to say, what do you want from your music? Do you want authentic? Do you want just close in the ballpark? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I could really do with learning more about that. So I'll see if there's any way I can find any stuff like that out. I just need to reach out to someone who's got a bit of time, who's prepared to have a chat with a stupid old hippie about game music. Anyway, right. Thank you very, very much for being here. I'm sorry I couldn't stream at my usual time. I had a commitment last night, which actually got called off at the very last minute. I could have actually streamed, but by the time I found out that it wasn't happening, it was too late to set up a stream. And so I was stuck with doing this time anyway. So thanks. Because when this happens, I'm just glad if anyone at all can make it. So it's nice to have a few people here. And I will I'll have a little bit of a work on this later. Maybe put out a bit of a short video like I did with last week's stream, and then work on it some more in live streams, I think. So, yeah, thanks ever so much for your input. I find it really, really helpful, and I just very grateful for the company, actually. Don't forget, you can check out my 2 new tracks on YouTube. That's Cyberpunks and Freaks and Motormania. You can check them out on YouTube. You can check them out on Bandcamp. But then one comes out on the 2nd of February on streaming services, the other one on the 9th of February. And I don't know if any of you did last week, but I was talking about how I'd had some problems with my website and I had to do some work on it. So if you wouldn't mind, because nobody got back to me on it, so I suspect that none of you did. But if you wouldn't mind, just check out my website. Just have a look at it. I'm not asking you to, I'm not asking you to spend ages on it. Just have a bit of a look at it and see if everything's working all right. Okay? Thanks very much for being here today. Have a fantastic rest of your day. For those of you who are on my Patreon account, I will see you tomorrow for tomorrow's secret Patreon live stream. And I'm going to play you out with what I've got done so far. Actually, let me just copy this part across. Stick it there. Yeah, and then we'll play out with that. I think that makes sense. There. In time is always good. Right. Okay. Have a great rest of your day. Try not to piss pants about. I'll see you later. Bye bye.